Hello, my name is John Knoerzer. I'm here with BoardGameGeek TV, and this is an explanation video for Outpost, the 20th Anniversary Deluxe Edition by James Hlavaty, produced by Stronghold Games. In Outpost, you take the role of a colony commander as you manage resources and build colony upgrades to construct the greatest outposts on this remote world. Let's get to the game.
Player setup.
This is a quick review of the player board setup. Each player will take a player mat, victory point counters, and put it at 3 victory points. 1 hand limit counter and put it at 10 hand limit. 1 colony support counter, which will be at 5. 2 ore factories and a water factory, and a colonist to show that each one is being used. 4 ore cards and 2 water cards.
Game setup.
This is the common area setup. For our example, we are playing a 5-player game. Have the colonists and robots accessible to everyone. Sort out the factories by type, have those also accessible to everyone. Sort out the production cards by type and shuffle each type thoroughly. Except for the mega production cards, they're all the same, so no need to shuffle those. Shuffle the purchase order cards and deal out 1 to each player. That will determine turn order. In a 5-player game, you will have 3 upgrade cards of each type for numbers 1 through 10 and 4 for numbers 11 through 13. Roll a d4, take the card of the number it matches, and do that 5 times to determine the beginning market. When that is completed, you are ready to start the game.
Bid on colony upgrade cards.
The first thing a player can do on their turn is auction a colony upgrade card. They would choose a colony upgrade card to auction, in this case the data library. They would set the initial bid. In this case it has to be a minimum of 15 because that is the cost of the card. And after they set the minimum bid, it would go clockwise to the next player and they would either bid or pass. That would continue on until there was only 1 player left. That player would pay whatever their bid was in production cards. In this situation, let's say the winning bid was 20. The player has 21 in production cards. Unfortunately, in this game, there is no change. So the player would have to pay the 21 even though the winning bid was 20. After that, the player whose turn it is can auction off another card. The cards don't get refreshed until the next round during the replace purchased colony upgrade cards.
Buy factories.
Second thing a player can do on their turn is to buy factories. The cost of the factories is on the back of the chit. These long special factories are actually not bought. They're just gained when you turn in the appropriate colony upgrade card. Ore and water factories have no prerequisite and can be bought at the beginning of the game. Titanium and research, you need a specific colony upgrade card to be able to purchase them. When purchasing new chemicals, you need to use at least 1 research production card in purchasing it. Once you have purchased, you can see that each of the factories have a certain amount of victory points that you gain. You will not gain those victory points unless they are manned. If the factory has this X, it does not need to be manned to be active, and you will get the victory points regardless of whether it's manned or not.
Buy and assign colonists and/or robots.
The last thing a player can do on their turn is buy colonists and robots. Colonists and robots cost 10 each. There is a colony upgrade card that gives you a 5 discount on colonists. and you're actually not allowed to buy robots until you have the Robot Colony upgrade card. You can buy as many colonists as your colony supply limit, and you can buy as many robots as you have colonists. Once you have determined how many colonists and robots you want to buy, you total that up and you pay that in production. Again, remember, you can't make change, so you may have to overpay. Whether you bought colonists and robots or not, this would be the time where you redistribute where your colonists and robots are in your factories. And remember, unmanned factories do not give you victory points, so this would be also when you adjust your victory point track.
Upkeep between rounds.
Starting with turn 2 and every turn after, there's some upkeep to be done at the beginning of the turn. First, you will distribute the purchase order cards to determine turn order. Whoever has the most victory points will get purchase order number 1, and so forth down the line. If there's ever a tie for victory points, that is broken by the value of upgrade cards and special factories that were purchased last round. And it's not actually how much you spent on your colony upgrade cards, it's actually just the value that counts. If there's still a tie, then you randomly assign the purchase order cards to the players that are tied. After determining player order, you will be restocking the colony upgrade cards. In era 1, you will be rolling that d4 again. If you ever roll something that actually is not available, you will take the next lowest card. Again, you're filling up to the amount of players you are playing with. Since we're playing a 5-player game, we'll fill up to 5. If you're in era 2, then you will be rolling a d10, and you will be choosing the appropriate colony upgrade card 1 through 10. If you're in era 3, you will be rolling a d12 and adding 1 and choosing the appropriate colony upgrade card up to 13. To get to era 2, one player needs to have 10 victory points. To get to era 3, a player needs to have anywhere between 30 and 40 victory points, depending on how many players you're playing with. In this, a 5-player game, it would be 30 victory points. Next, you're going to take production cards. You will take one production card of the appropriate type for every active factory you have. An active factory is a factory with a worker or robot on it, or one that does not need a worker or a robot. If you have 4 water, titanium, or new chemical plants, instead of taking 4 individual water cards, titanium, or new chemical cards, you could take one of the mega cards. The mega cards have a slight advantage because they are slightly above average of what 4 cards would be worth. They do have the disadvantage because you can't make change with them. Sometimes you want the flexibility of being able to split that up. Once you take your production card, you need to check your hand limit. Your hand limit starts in the game at 10. So at the beginning of the game, if you ever have more than 10 cards and you haven't upgraded your hand limit, you will have to discard down to 10. The mega cards count as 4 cards towards your hand limit. Once you discard your cards, you're ready to perform the player turns.
End of the game.
Once everybody finishes their player turns, then you will check for victory. If someone has reached 75 victory points or higher, then the game is over, and whoever has the most victory points is declared the winner. If there is a tie, then whoever of the people who are tied, the person who has the most victory points in colony upgrade cards is the winner. If there's still a tie, then those players rejoice in their shared victory. If someone has not reached 75 victory points, then you will prepare for the next turn by going through Upkeep, starting with determining player order. And that was Outpost. I hope you enjoy your gaming experience and look for more game explanation videos here on BoardGameGeek TV.